Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a character issue on the board tonight. We'll see you right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Scoreboard Keepers. You're around here, we don't keep receipts, we keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard Keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. On the board tonight, we got George Pickens of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. One thing that you have to have on the football field at the professional level, at that point, you shouldn't have to coach this. You either have it or you don't. Okay? Talent can only go so far. But at some point, you got to have some character. Your character will reveal itself eventually on what kind of player, what kind of human being you are, and how bad you really want it. It will be tested. In tough times, it will be tested. You will find out. Well, after Sunday night, you had Dallas Cowboy players walking off the field saying, Pittsburgh Steelers need a new receiver because George Pickens is weak. That's what they said. Quote, Pittsburgh Steelers need a new receiver because George Pickens is weak. Can you deny it? Can you argue against it after what you've seen, after the performance that was put on out there? Listen, you can't be disgruntled when you haven't really done anything in this league. See, when you come in and you're the number one receiver, you're the best, you're the most talented receiver on that particular team, you think that you've arrived. You think that you've arrived at something. But remember, I told you I played this position before, so I feel like I'm qualified to talk about it. Yes, I do. He came in with some things that I didn't like as a receiver. You can make all of these dynamic catches. And you can make all these heroic plays. But those things are lightning in a bottle. You need a complete receiver. And when I say that, I mean chain mover. Did you see Julian Edelman making catches like that? I don't know if Julian Edelman from Tom Brady ever made one of those type of heroic catches. But guess what he did? He caught a lot of balls. And he moved the chains consistently. He ran great routes. He caught balls in traffic. And he was always on time. I don't think George Pickens understands what it is to be a receiver in the NFL. Why do I say that? It's because of his route tree. Remember, I told you I feel as though I'm qualified to talk about it. From 0 to 9, the only route that I've ever seen him run that was worth looking at was a 9. That's the only route that I've seen him making plays on is a 9 route. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a fade. Some of the plays that he makes look heroic are back shoulder throws by the quarterback. So it's really not even a 9. I don't even know what to call it. It's not really a go route because you're catching the ball on your back shoulder. When have you ever seen him catch a ball running away from somebody on that 9 route? Where it's not contested. Where's his separation at? Yeah, remember I told you. I feel as though I'm qualified to talk about it. And I haven't even started the clock yet because I want to make sure that I get this all out. And 10 minutes may not be enough. But I'll eventually start it. When have you ever seen him run a 9 route, a go route, and run away from somebody in separation? Where's his double moves at? Have you ever seen him double move anybody? Why is it that every time he catches a ball, the defender has to be right there and it's a 50-50 ball? Why? When is he creating separation inside of his routes? You don't see it. Where's his sharp out route? Where's his post? Where's his drag? Where's his comeback? Where's his post corner? Where is it? When is he finding spots inside of the zone? When is he doing that? You know how I know that his route tree is not all that great? Is because Dallas Cowboys literally had him locked up in a basement somewhere, tied up, drinking water and eating crackers. The numbers, listen, men and women lie, numbers don't. 3 receptions for 26 yards, and one of his longest receptions was 21 yards. So after that, it was only 5 yards worth of receiving. There's only 5 yards worth of being a receiver there after that 21-yard catch. No touchdowns, no rush yards. And the reason that one stat down there with the fumble that he had none is because he came in the league with a habit of catching the ball and carrying it like a loaf of bread, like he's in the midgets or in high school somewhere. You're running with a football that everybody, all 11 men on the other side of the field in the NFL are taught to go after, and you're carrying it like a loaf of bread because his fundamentals are horrible. His fundamentals are horrible, and somebody along the way allowed him to do that. Along his football career, somebody allowed him to do that, to catch the ball and hold it out as though he's holding I don't know. I don't know what he thinks he's holding. All I know is that there's 11 men qualified to knock that thing out. And they've done it. I've seen him doing that all camp for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've seen him doing that all camp. Nobody said anything. You have all these reporters. You have all these people standing right there. They come back with all this information, and yet nobody said, why isn't George Pickens completing the catch and tucking that ball away? Nobody mentions it until it's out on the ground against Atlanta or the Colts. Nobody's mentioning it till the ball's flying all around on the ground. I've never seen a receiver catch a ball and not tuck it away when it's time to run. That's the first sign of me knowing that a receiver like him is not good at yak yards, because he's not even tucking the ball away and preparing to run. He's tucking it out, holding it out, and doing things. I don't know what he thinks he's doing. But he has so much to learn about being a receiver, and he thinks that he's arrived. He thinks that he's arrived. He thinks that his talent, he's so talented that he don't think that smart players that study him can't take away those things. That's a big misconception. Somebody's been watching tape on you all week long. They know your tendencies. There's no more secrets. There's no more secrets. You have to go out there and win. You have to go out there and beat. You have to go out there and outsmart that man that's trying to defend you. And I believe that he's having a hard time doing that. I don't know how much films he's watching. I don't know what he's looking at. All I know is this, is there's no way in the world that I would have come into the NFL with a bad habit like that of catching a ball and holding it out like a loaf of bread. There's no way. There's no way I would have done that. No way. That is one awful habit to have. That is one awful habit to have, to come in the NFL and to be carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. I've never seen it before. I've never seen it before. The last person I seen doing that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the last person I ever seen carrying the ball like that sometimes and never fumbling it was Walter Payton. Walter Payton did that sometimes. But Walter Payton never fumbled the ball. So I'm, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers and if he's being benched. He's being benched. I don't care how much talent he brings to the league or to the team. I'm benching him because those type of fundamentals. And listen, if you're going to be an enabler and you're going to enable somebody like that, you're creating a monster. You're creating a monster. This kid doesn't respect the game. He doesn't respect the position. I don't know. Is he supposed to be the veteran of the receiving corps? And he's acting like that, pulling on face mask and doing all kinds of crazy things like that? No. What he is he needs a veteran around, somebody that he can sit behind and learn, just like a quarterback would, and learn the ins and outs. But see, somebody's handed him the keys, and you can tell. You can look at him and tell that somebody's handed him the keys to where he's comfortable enough to be acting like this, to be acting disgruntled. That's what he's doing. He's acting disgruntled right now. Like he has a problem with what's going on there. But listen, one of the worst things you could do as a player, right, is play games, right? And then sit down and watch the films afterwards, because the films never lie. But before we get to that, we're going to go to this next person, okay? This is the other receiver, Calvin Austin III, okay? Calvin Austin III. He's been trying, he was injured last year. He's been trying to solidify himself as a wide receiver in this league. But at some point, you got to face reality, okay? At some point, you got to face reality. Speed is nice, but it's only good when you can run good routes and get open and catch the ball. You're not going to run away from everybody in the NFL. So moving in chains, obviously nobody's watching Julian Edelman film, especially somebody like him. If you want to learn how to work the slot, why are you not watching Julian Edelman? You should be constantly going in looking at film of Julian Edelman for somebody like Calvin Austin. He can't get open, okay? He's having problems catching the ball. When he catches the ball, I'm just, you're looking with concern, hoping that he gets up from that hit that he takes, because he's not the biggest receiver in the world. So he's not the biggest target running down the middle of the field. Obviously, if you look at his numbers, 1 reception for 6 yards. 1 reception for 6 yards. Like, no end around carry, none of that. 1 reception for 6 yards. You can run a 5-yard quick hitch. You can run a 5-yard quick hitch and get 5 yards receiving. You can run a quick slant. Now either the defensive backs are that good, or the offensive plays are horrible, or you got a talent issue, or you just can't get separation, man. 1 reception for 6 yards for playing a whole football game is it's insane. I'm going to take that as total disrespect. If somebody is locking me down like that, it's insane. And men and women lie and numbers don't. See, this is why I didn't start that clock for 10 minutes, because I knew that this was take a few extra minutes. But we'll get to that. But let's get to the next slide. See, this guy right here, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is better than both of those previous receivers, and he's on the same team. That's Brandon Johnson, and I'm sorry for the name not changed up there, but that's Brandon Johnson. not Calvin Austin. That's Brandon Johnson. That's who they got from the Dallas Cowboys. No, I'm sorry, the Denver Broncos. They got him from the Denver Broncos, and he's uh, um a good receiver. He's a good receiver. He's exactly what they need right now. He's exactly what they need right now. Brandon Johnson is an awesome receiver. He played with Russell Wilson last year, and he did an amazing job. He did an amazing job playing with Russell Wilson last year. And here's the thing. They have familiarity, and there's also chemistry there. There's also chemistry there. So if you look into to put in a receiver right now for George Pickens, and if Russell Wilson's going to play this week, there's your guy. Because now you could put somebody in there right now, and you don't have to worry about the quarterback not knowing who this guy is. You don't have to worry about it. You do not have to worry about it. I'm telling you that this guy right here, he is better. He has better numbers than both of those receivers that I just named. And I believe more experience. He's more solid. He actually got in the game against the Dallas Cowboys. He had 1 target, 1 reception for 9 yards. That was more than Calvin Austin. He's big. He runs great routes. And guess what? He runs after the catch. So what are the Pittsburgh Steelers doing? What are the Pittsburgh Steelers doing that you can have somebody like this? I'm pretty sure he's learning the plays, but on the practice roster, right? Behind receivers that are capable, right? Just think about this, people. You got a receiver that played with Russell Wilson last year, and all he does is catch touchdowns. He catches touchdowns, and he runs after he catches the ball. And I'm pretty sure that Russell had something to do with him being in Pittsburgh right now. Russell Wilson was lobbying for this guy. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Because when you watch the tapes from last year, this guy kept coming open for Russell. When Jerry Jeudy wasn't around, this guy was showing up in the end zone. And I'm talking about completely losing his man. Completely losing his man in the route. That's what you call a dependable receiver. That's a receiver that may not have all the jumping heroic catches like George Pickens, but guess what? He's reliable. And that's what you're looking for. That's what you need right now. Somebody that'll move the chain, somebody big, knows how to use their body, won't get frustrated and lost within the offense and pouting and having all types of tantrums. And like, that's not a receiver. That's drama. That's drama. I would bench George Pickens in a heartbeat. You going right over there on that bench. And I'm going to show you why I would bench somebody like that. And guess what? Not just bench. I'd be looking to get rid of you. I wouldn't care nothing about that talent, man. When I see things that what I'm about to show y'all, I'm getting rid of you. You would be on a short leash. Because ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me, and I don't know what them wide receiver coaches are looking at, but obviously they're allowing him to get away with whatever. It has to be. There's no other excuse. There's no other excuse for what I'm about to show you. Right here. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Look at him. Did y'all see that? Let's go back. Let's do that one more time. Look at this. George Pickens is at the top. Look at this. I'm going to do this one more time. Now, y'all didn't see it. I want y'all to tell me, right? I want y'all to tell me I want y'all to tell me, right? Is there something wrong with my eyes, or did I just see him, right? Completely. Did I just see him completely like take a play off? Did I see him just completely take a play off and leave his teammate out to dry? He's at the top of your screen, people. He's at the top of your screen. Now I want you all to see this. He's at the top of your screen, and he looks like he's about to run a fade, right? He looks like he's about to run a fade. Now watch this. I want y'all to keep an eye on him. This is what they would do in film sessions after a football game, right? After a football game, right? You think nobody was watching while you was out there lollygagging and doing whatever, and you be sitting in the film session in the dark, and the coach be putting you on blast. And that's just what about to happen right now. This is what's about to happen right now. I want to take y'all through an experience of what would go on during a film session with all the lights out and the teams in there, right? The coach would be like this. Everybody, I want y'all to look at George Pickens out here. This is your teammate right here. I want everybody to watch George Pickens. I want everybody, I want y'all to look. I want everybody to pay attention. Be quiet back there. Everybody pay attention. Look at George Pickens. This is your teammate. After practicing with him all week, you're in the foxhole. I want y'all to watch the effort he puts through. Look at the effort that George Pickens puts forth. Y'all see George Pickens? Hey, Jalen, you're carrying the ball, right? You're running behind George? You're running behind George, Jalen. Watch this. This is how much George thinks about you, Jalen. Look, people. Look, Jalen. I want everybody to look at George. What the hell's going on out there, George? What are you doing? Jalen, do you see that? Does everybody see George right now? Does George look like he's playing? Let's check it out one more time. Take it back, coach. Take it back. Everybody look at George Pickens. Look at George up top. We can't win football games like that, people. This is supposed to be our top player. It's going to be a lot of running today, huh? It's going to be a lot of running today, huh, George? Oh, yeah? You taking plays off, huh? Woo-wee. I hope you got your lungs together today. Going to be some extra wind sprints for this one. For everybody. For George taking the play off. George is responsible for your extra wind sprints today, people. How about that? You could thank George for your extra wind sprints today. And guess what? We're practicing on Monday, too. We're practicing on Monday. And we're hitting on Tuesday. Look at that. We practice all week long on this play to get it in the end zone, and look at the effort we get for it. Look at the effort we get. Look at the effort we get. Look, Jalen. Everybody else is blocking. Everybody else is on a man. Who is this down here? Who is this down here? Well, that's a hell of a pancake down there. That's a hell of a pancake. But look at George. Where's George man at? Let's see what George is going to do. Oh, man, look at that. Playing double dutch, huh, George? You playing double dutch? Okay. I hope you're ready to run full pads, too. We're running today. Today, we're running all practice. That's what we're doing today. Let's go to the next play. Let's see what George did on the next play. Let's go. All right, missed pass. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where you going, George? Where you going? You missed the pass, and where you going? Back to the locker room? What happened? There's an interception going on here. What are you supposed to be doing? Where you going? You looking over at your play. What? Where the hell are you going, George? Is there a party somewhere? Where you going? You missed the ball, and you ran away from the guy like you was allergic to him, huh, George? Let's take it back again. This is what a film session is like, people in the dark. This is what a film session is like when a coach is letting you have it inside of there, in front of all your teammates. In front of all your teammates, because guess what? They figuring out that when it's time for war, they got somebody that's not in the foxhole with them because they showing this type of character. The pass is over his head. He doesn't make the play, and he's supposed to make the tackle. What's going on? Let's see what George's going to do. Looks over, looks away, and takes off somewhere else. The coach would stop it. He would stop the film session and tell you that you're getting benched. Hey, Brandon, get ready this week. Brandon Johnson. Brandon, you in here? Yes, sir. Get ready this week. Your first team reps this week. Look at this. Look at this, Brandon. If you want to keep your job, Brandon, this week, don't do this. Don't do this, Brandon. This is what not to do. If you want to play for me, this is what not to do. If you want to start for me, this is what not to do. Oh, yeah? Brandon Johnson, suit up. Get ready. First team reps. You hear me, coach? Yes, sir. Brandon Johnson's taking first team reps this week. Just like that, people. That's what the coach will be doing inside of the film session. And you sit in the dark. If a door opens up and light comes in and you see a player walking out, so be it. Because you don't want nobody like that in the foxhole with you anyway. Anyway. Look at this guy. He's running away from the ball. That's a character issue. That's a character issue. He's a professional football player. He's a professional football player. A zebra don't change its stripes. Somebody does something like that right there. This was last year. He's having issues right now. He fumbled against this team last year. And look at what he's doing here. He fumbled 2 weeks ago against this team. And look at what he's doing last year. He's looking over to see who's going to make the play. And look who it is. The same guy that he didn't block for. The same guy that he didn't block for. You're getting benched until further notice. I don't care. You're going to come out on that field looking clean, and you're going to leave looking clean. Ain't no way I'm putting you on the field like that. We can't win like that. The coach would have a field day in the film session about something like this. Are you kidding me? Where the F are you going? To the movies? Where are you going? Look at everybody else's eyes. Look at everybody else pursuing the ball. Where is he going? Boy, the coach would have stopped the film right here and he would have been going crazy. You knew you was going down off the depth chart off of something like this. You're going down the depth chart off of something like that. Are you kidding me? The ball's going the opposite direction and you telling me that you couldn't make that play? That's your man. That's the man that was defending you, but he must have been locking you up for you to run away from him like that, boy. He must have been doing something to you. He must have had you in his back pocket. That's what he did. He had you in his back pocket. This ain't no talent issue. This is a character issue. I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't know who the wide receiver coach is for Pittsburgh, but boy, you need me out there. You need me out there. If I saw something like this, woo, let me tell you something. If I seen something like this, you going straight to the bench. You going straight to the bench. You ain't going back in that game. No, you not. No, you not. I don't care if you want to be traded. I don't care. I don't need you. What I need you for? What I need you for? Are you kidding me? You ain't done nothing in the league yet you ain't done nothing in the league yet to make anybody want to keep you around. You a maybe or what if or a possibility. Ain't no way in the world that a coach in the world can watch this and have you on the field and think that you're going to do the right thing. Can you imagine being Jaylen Warren running behind you and not having 100% certainty that you're going to do your job? You're affecting that runner. You're affecting that runner because he can't trust you. You broke his trust. You're like a cheating girlfriend, man. You broke his trust. It's a wrap. It's over. Look at you. Let's continue. Because you going to I don't know where you going, downtown on the A train. You done went to McDonald's somewhere. You ain't even in the screen no more. You done went down Wendy's. I don't know. Was you going to Wawa? Because you telling people that you always open for business? Are you kidding me? Jaylen Warren made the tackle. The same player that you didn't block for went and got your back and got your man. Because you done went to the movie theater and got some popcorn and ain't no telling what you watching right about now. It ain't football. I don't know what that defensive back did to you, but he must have did something to you, boy, that was horrible. That you was running away from him like that. He must have been locking you up all game. That was probably your first separation right there. That's the most separation I've seen you have from a defensive back. Are you kidding me? Arms taped up. A whole lot of antics. Whole lot of complaining. Look at this. Did y'all see that? Look, y'all. His man touched him. His man touched him. He's looking back at his player. This disgusts me. 3 blue shirts about to hit your man, and you standing there with your hands to your side like he told you to get in attention and stand in attention, sir. Stand in attention. You stay right there and don't move. Can you imagine this? Ooh, this burns me. Ooh, this burns me. Because you got 3 blue shirts barreling down on your man and you standing right there. Ain't no excuse in the world. I would have told the coach to get you off the field. To get you off that field. This is a crime. This is a crime, man. Are you kidding me? Do y'all see this? This is what goes on in films. I gave y'all a little Everybody, look at George Pickens here. What do you think he's doing? Is he in the marching band? He's standing there like he's in attention? Is he in the armed forces? What's he doing? What's George Pickens here? Can anybody tell me? He looks like he should have a blue shirt on. Hi, everybody. He don't look like he's on our team. Look, everybody. George is at the movies watching a football game. George is watching a movie right now. How much you think he paid to get in? Brandon Johnson, are you ready? Yes, sir, coach. Be ready next week. All right, coach. Hey, Brandon Johnson, don't do this. I won't, coach. Okay. Coach so-and-so, make sure Brandon Johnson's in there for first team reps. Starting today, immediately. I got you, coach. We can't win football games like this, people. We can't win football games like this. We can't. Now we have disgruntled players on our team fighting amongst one another. Jalen doesn't trust George anymore. And George and Jalen's not the best of friends. Because this is the kind of thing that it'll do, people. Remember what I said. A receiver needs separation. Look at this. Him and this is a 50-50 ball, and it's not even in the view yet. Because he doesn't have any separation. He's trying to make some type of heroic, dynamic catch. Listen, that's not a receiver. That's a 9 route. That's what that is. Always to the sidelines. If y'all ever notice and watch them, if I can scout them, imagine what the defensive backs can do. He don't want to go over the middle. He don't want to run drags. All his out routes to the sidelines, toe taps, drags, out of bounds, some jump ball, and that's it. After that, it's pedestrian. After that's pedestrian and criminal. Because doggone it, you're not blocking for Jalen Warren like that with them boys jumping on his back like that. Are you kidding me? While you standing there looking? No. You need to be benched. See, people, you can't see that during the game, but let me tell you something. I'm holding all them coaches responsible for creating a monster because I'm telling you something right now. All I would have needed to do was see one play like that. I don't care if you're making $25 million a year. $25 million a year. Nope. Plays like that get people hurt, man. Plays like that get people hurt. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you why that's so serious. Because when you coming up in midgets, right? And you got a player that does something like that, and somebody else's child is out there running behind that kid, and he ain't blocking, and the other parents up there watching it, and you know that child is taking a punishment because this child's not doing his job. No, you learned that a long time ago. That play that I just saw him do was something you see in midgets. That's something you see in midget football. I have never seen that. I don't know if I ever seen that even in high school. I don't think I ever seen a player take off like that in high school. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's something that somebody did. I think I've seen that in midgets. But he's the first person I've ever seen do that like that disrespectful. And I've never seen it, definitely not on that level, not unless somebody was hurt. But you don't see anything like that in even in high school. I don't think because high school, you watch films, them films are going down. College, them films are going down. I don't know how much films they watch on themselves in the NFL, but they always studying the other team. But I'm talking about when you got to go in there and watch a film session of your previous game in high school and in college. Listen, trust me, that clicker in his hand, that film can go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Look at this right here. Look at this, man. Like your body just going back and forth, back and forth. Look at what he's doing. Look at his release, y'all. Look at him standing here with his hands on his hips, y'all. Look at everything. It ain't sweet. Film sessions ain't sweet. When you go in, you can go in, you can come out of film sessions with tears in your eyes. I'm telling you. You can go in a film session and come out with you be getting blasted so bad in there that even during the game, that next game, I promise you, you will know that the big brother's watching. You won't be taking no plays off. You won't be taking no plays off because you're being watched. Do your job. It's just that simple. I don't even know why you even be on the field if you're taking plays off. You could have did what he did. Could have did on sidelines. Could have did on sidelines. He was zero help on that play. Zero help. Like I said, all he runs in his route tree is 9 routes. Look at this route. Look at this route. Over the shoulder, jump ball. The defender's right there. Zero separation. He's right in your back pocket. So it got to be some kind of heroic play, man. You know what I mean? See? Toe taps, outside, look, ball, look. No putting it away. No putting it away. Look. No, that's nothing. Look, 9 route, look, push off, look. Another 9 route. So if I know it, guess who else knows it? Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it, people. Everybody knows it. Chase Claypool, they had Chase Claypool. He was another one that had issues. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have wide receiver issues. Look at him calling first down and ran 5 seconds off the clock that they needed. It's just problems, y'all. It's just problems. So when I tell y'all that y'all see the character issues, it is what it is. This is not a talent issue. It's a character issue. And I'm telling you, if I'm Pittsburgh Steelers, this man right here, Brandon Johnson, is starting for me over any receiver that they have right now. He's the most decorated. He has better numbers. He has a chemistry with Russell Wilson. He has the size. He has the speed. He has sure hands. He runs great routes. I'm telling you right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, look, y'all want to know how to put some receivers together? Call me. Call me. I can pick out some receivers for you. Okay? I know exactly what you need. I know exactly what you need. And you're not getting it right now. Them receivers are not getting the separation right now from nobody. The alignments is horrible. I don't know why the receivers are lined up like they are pre-snap. I don't know why they're lined up like they're lined up. Twins left, twins right. Horrible. There's really no motion. There's nobody really running routes out of their motion. It's just not. The splits is terrible. The splits are terrible. The splits are absolutely terrible. They don't know how to they don't know how to run their routes according to the sidelines and the hash marks. They don't know how to do it. They're not reading the defense. Nobody's sitting in windows. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's dragging right. You know, when you run a drag route, that you're not supposed to run a drag route into the coverage. Find the window and sit down. You got a scrambling quarterback running around, and here you are running into the coverages. It's awful. It's absolutely awful, especially for somebody like them two, Calvin Austin and George Pickens. They're just not good. They're not good together as receivers. Nobody fear them, and they're not getting open. But I can tell you what, I guarantee you that Russell Wilson will have a field day with Brandon Johnson and Pat Freiermuth. I can tell you right now that they'll both have good days with somebody like Russell Wilson at the helm, but you can't do it with George Pickens, man. Not with him doing things like that. When you can't count on him, you don't know if he's going to be on time. Somebody like that is just can't. You cannot count on him. You cannot count on him. And now you see why they got to force the ball to him down the field because he's not getting open on anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. That's going to conclude this episode. I said what I said, and let me tell you something, Pittsburgh Steelers. Anybody that's over there enabling that kind of behavior, you need to get rid of them. And I'm talking about starting with the coach. If a coach seen that and this guy's still in the game and he's still displaying that kind of behavior, do not put him on the field. He's not doing anything anyway. He's not doing anything anyway. There's too many hungry receivers out there, right? Too many. You can go get a receiver put Scotty Miller in the game. You know, I mean, seriously, you can find a receiver with some heart somewhere that'll produce more than that right there. Willing to do the dirty work, man. You know what I'm saying? Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, them types. You know, like somebody that's going to go and get that ball and move them chains and be on time. Your routes, man. Like, I'm serious. The routes, though, they're not good in that offense. They're not good. There should always be somebody that should be a relief valve for a quarterback like Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. All the routes are like, I'm looking at the routes and everybody's trying to run downfield and all that. There's nobody sitting in no windows. Every time you turn around, there's nobody in the windows. You know, somebody like Van Jefferson shouldn't come there and digress, man. We seen him get open in windows for other teams. So, I mean, it's not all of them, but let me tell you something. When you take a playoff like George Pickens did, that is him. Okay? And I don't care. When you're in war, that's a war going on out there. You don't ever take a playoff like that. That just turned my stomach. How can you ever take a playoff in a game? I don't even understand that thought process at all. I don't care how happy I am, unhappy. If I'm unhappy, whatever it is, I don't care. I just dislike the other team. So, at that point, I'm just out there. So I'm not taking my friends. These are my boys over here. I might be unhappy after the game, but I can't take no plays off and let my boys get rocked like that. No, we got the same color jerseys on. We at war right now, and man, you just committed treason. I'll see y'all later, man. Y'all have a good night. That's treason. You benched. See you next week, Brandon Johnson. Get ready.